Hi, BiFFs.
Hey, Beth.
Dear Abby.
Dear Kiki.
Captain.
Red flag.
Cheers to you.
Desperate housewife.
Pinot Grigio.
Doesn't want to marry you.
Power.
Love you like I
Pour
love
more
you.
wine.
Don't talk to yourself.
Cheers, BiFFs.
Cheers.
Ill-advised.
Ill-advised.
Ill-advised. This is ill-advised.
Hi, BiFFs.
Hello.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to Ill-advised.
The podcast where two best friends tell you what to do when someone else already has.
Like Shorty.
And not Shorty's sister.
The twin.
Hi.
That took her a second. She's like, what's my cue?
That's true, because we didn't give her one.
No. Our listeners might remember our best friend Shorty from episode 40. Shorty on 40. That's what we should have named that episode.
If you don't remember Shorty specifically, you do remember the laugh.
It's a little giggle, turns into a cackle.
A kiggle.
A gackle.
Cackle.
A gackle.
I like kiggle. It's like Kegels.
It sounds like Kegels.
But like a giggly kegel.
That's...
A kiggle. Shorty's a kiggle.
She's a kid. Okay. There's the kiggle. Oh my goodness. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm back in therapy.
Yeah.
Although my car ride with Shorty earlier was, I don't think my therapist is a match.
Oy. Does your therapist know about this podcast?
Well, she knows I do a podcast, but
Okay.
I didn't give her
The details. Yeah. How about you, Shorty? Does your therapist know about your podcast?
Shorty just needs a therapist.
I need it. Yeah. I was trying to find my match years ago.
That's because you were looking on eHarmony.
Just couldn't find them.
That's how it works.
Relatable. Yeah, totally relatable.
So that works. Don't you have to be Christian for eHarmony? Is that the one that they like? It's like
Christian Mingle.
Is that's a different one though? I thought like eHarmony was like
I don't
religious. No,
I don't think so.
no. I mean, you would think if it was eHarmony, you'd have to be Buddhist or something.
How many single Buddhists are out there? Are Buddhists allowed to?
Yes.
Sorry.
Really?
Well, yeah, they're not. Well, there are Buddhist monks who like take a vow of silence
That's
and
what
don't.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
monks.
Okay. Yeah. No, they're allowed to procreate. Otherwise, there'd be no more
Well,
Buddhists.
Yeah, procreate, but like date and be on dating sites and
I don't know.
yeah.
There's probably findabuddhist.com.
Today there definitely gotta be.
I did see one.
You dated a Buddhist?
No. I just said imagine dating one.
Oh, a Buddhist?
Yeah.
You mean actively dating someone to find enlightenment? I would do it in a heartbeat.
Even if you couldn't do it.
I've got hands.
Right?
That's
Two of them. And if I lose one, I still got the other. If I lose the other one, then I'm going to have to lose some ribs along with it. That's all I'm saying.
interesting.
As long as I'm enlightened, who cares?
Magic fingers.
Magic fingers.
Wow.
Shorty gets it.
I guess I need to brush up on my magic fingers.
I think there's a website for that. I think it's magicfingers.com.
Yeah, I believe
You
you.
date someone to match your fingers.
You do palm prints for your mean photo.
Right, you do this so people know the size of your palm.
Right. You never answered how you were doing.
Did you ask? Did I ask?
I think I mentally asked you, but we were like talking and stuff, so I didn't say it out loud yet.
Oh.
How you doing, Beth?
I'm fine, Beth. I don't know. Spent the last couple of days like cleaning outside and getting the pool ready and stuff like that. So I'm just like super sore, but it's going to be totally worth it when we're caught up on episode recordings and can spend a Sunday out there instead of recording in here where we have no air conditioning. So I guess I'm fine.
Could be worse.
I could be not drinking this wine.
Well, Shorty already drank it.
Because she's a dick.
How do you like the wine, Shorty?
It was awesome.
Shorty Nay.
Yeah.
It was
Chardonnay, Chantay.
Okay. Oh, right. You do have a real name, don't you?
Sure do.
Sure do. Oh, damn. I went and got a French one. What a surprise.
Where's Pollen?
Hey,
Where's
my name's
Paul?
French.
I know. Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's just not spelled the French way, you know.
All right, we'll go with it. How about this wine, though? We
She
have...
liked it.
It's good.
Did you say shag tit?
She liked it.
We have a 2022 Shag Tits or a Chardonnay. There's a lot of French on this fucking bottle, and I don't know how to read it at all. It's de Trefois. Do you know French? No?
No.
Your name's French?
Right.
Yeah, I was born with it. Don't mean I know it.
Valid.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
I don't know. It says Pays Doc. D''OC. That's obviously not spelled Pays Doc, you know. Indication géographique protégé.
Oh,
It's aspiring to be on the map.
perfect.
That's all I got. La compagnie de vin de.
Look, if you can't read it, we don't care.
Exactly. How about the English words on the back? You want to know that?
Sure.
Beautiful color with brilliant reflections and rich flavors of nuts and flowers. Well balanced, dry and fresh. It will accompany fish, fowl, and cheese. Serve at 52 degrees Fahrenheit.
Cheers.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
I love it a lot, actually. Mm-hmm. Wow. I love nut wine.
Me too.
Rich flavors of nut and flowers. I don't know what flower tastes like this, but I'm gonna fucking go lick it. I'm gonna grow it just so I can fucking lick it.
Also, what's these nuts?
I know what nut. It's like a cashew and a dandelion in a fucking bottle. Like what? The fuck kind of
And you
bullshit?
can't taste cashew or dandelion.
Right. All you taste is joy.
Shorty nay.
Shorty nay. Drink responsibly.
I like it.
Chardonnay, Chantay.
I love it so much. So we have Shorty to help us with some Am I the Asshole questions this week.
Yes. Reddit.
Yes.
Right?
We're going to battle it all out.
Yes. I'm so ready.
Me too.
So, to our listeners.
Finishing this wine.
No shit. We were reading the titles of these columns to kind of figure out what we were going to choose, and we weren't going to choose this first question, but Stephanie and Shorty started to have a discussion about it. So I guess we're just going to pick up where they left off.
Yes, please do, because
You're fired up.
waiting.
Okay. I'm gonna sit here, drink my wine.
At least it's a good one.
This is from
That's
all
right.
of these questions are from Reddit, the Am I the Asshole thread. And this one's from 10 hours ago. Am I the asshole for trying on a bathing suit while my boyfriend's friends were over? You ready for some context? Mm-hmm. Okay. I, female, live with my boyfriend of 4 years. We are both 21. He has been having 2 of his friends over every Friday for the past couple of weeks. This week, while his friends were over, I left to get groceries and also stopped to buy some bathing suits. When I returned, he and his friends were sitting in the kitchen. We have a small apartment, so practically every room is adjacent to the kitchen. I said hello to them and then went into our bedroom and closed the door, which I usually do to give them privacy, but also myself. I was trying on the new bathing suits I got when my boyfriend came in our room to get his keys because they were going to go for a drive. When he opened the door, I was in my bathing suit, and his friends who were sitting at the table happened to see me. He came in and immediately closed the door, looking embarrassed and a little upset. I asked what was wrong, and he said, I just wasn't expecting you to be wearing that. Couldn't you have waited until my friends left?
Cool.
I said, I don't see why I would wait for them to leave. I'm in our bedroom with the door closed, and even so, bathing suits aren't really inappropriate, he replied. They saw your whole ass hanging out. That's inappropriate. But whatever, can you just stand away from the door when I leave our room? I said sure, because I didn't want to cause a thing, and then he left. When he got home, he seemed even more upset and told me that he couldn't enjoy himself because he kept thinking about them seeing my body. He said he can't believe I would expose myself when I knew he would walk in and they'd see me through the door. I try to empathize and understand why he would feel uncomfortable by his friends seeing a lot of my body, but it kind of seemed like he was blaming his own insecurities on me. He wants me to agree not to do something like that again, but I won't concede, unless I am, in fact, the asshole. Am I?
No.
Shorty, you're changing your tune. So earlier, we just read the question, and of course, we went down this rabbit hole of shit.
Yes, we did.
Which was going to lead to this wonderful conversation, but this writer ruined everything.
Everything.
So why don't we, before we address, actually, let's address this real quick. The asshole or not the asshole?
Not.
No, obviously not.
No.
You're in the privacy of
Because it
your own
wasn't,
home.
yeah, it
You're in
wasn't
your
her
room.
intention.
Like, you could have been ass naked when he opened the door, and you still wouldn't be the asshole.
Yeah, motherfucker, knock next time.
Like-
How about that?
Right. Right. You were trying to be
I'm not being
private.
serious. I'm just saying, like, if you're telling me to, like, not dress up in my room, then why don't you try
Yeah,
knocking?
it's like your house
that's how
and-
ridiculous that is.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
friends are there and
Yeah.
I
That's
wasn't expecting you to be wearing that. Like, okay, but the door's shut.
right. What are you expecting me to do? Did you have an expectation of what would happen when the store closed? Because I'd love to know what it is.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe she was folding his laundry and putting it away and making the bed and fully clothed.
Yeah, or
Well,
cleaning
even
the bedroom,
so-
the bathroom that's adjoining, or vacuuming, or
Yep.
or maybe she was just putting more clothes on.
Well, maybe she was trying
That's what
to
I
be
mean.
sexy.
She could have been ass naked in the middle of changing, and she's still not the asshole.
No, but I mean, maybe she was
Because
putting clothes
what?
on top of her clothes so that she can totally cover all her skin for
Yeah.
her fucking sexist boyfriend.
Right.
I just wanted to be an
just think
asshole and put a
insecure.
word. I know.
Yeah, definitely.
I know.
Insecure. He's
I
got a
know.
little peen.
I just wanted to be a bitch.
Definitely
yeah.
insecure.
Little peen?
Yeah, a little peen.
He could have a big peen and still be afraid of it.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't have a peen, so.
Yeah.
I wish I had a peen.
Shorty,
You are a
you
peen.
are a peen. Wow.
I just want
Fuck
to
out
know.
of my head.
Yeah, we're
I
all
just wanna know.
besties here.
I
Shorty's
wish
like,
I could have it both ways, so I could know.
I know, Shorty, you're the littlest person and the biggest prick. Like 4'9" and the biggest dick I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
So the earlier conversation was,
We didn't
just
have
based
the
on the
context.
question.
Yeah.
Right.
She came, the question sounded like she came out into like maybe
Right.
the
It was
living
like-
room,
was
or
kinda
like
like
she
modeling
left
it
the
or
room in
something.
her
Flaunting.
swimsuit.
Yeah. Well, that's
Well,
to
she
be
said I
debated.
tried on a
Tried on,
swimsuit
yeah.
in front of my boyfriend's friends.
Right.
Something along those lines.
Something along those
where
lines
It
where-
sounded like she went into the room, put on a swimsuit, and walked out of the room
How
in
do I
her
look?
swimsuit.
Yeah.
Not appropriate.
Why?
Because I feel like there's a time and a place, and she
the
has
ocean.
a boyfriend. No. She has a boyfriend. And just with, guys being guys,
Why is that
or
her fault?
humans being humans, we are like, nonchalantly attracted to somebody based on looks without like having to know somebody.
Yes.
And I feel like, out of respect, she has a boyfriend. If she wants to try on her bathing suit, that's fine. But it should be in privacy. Like, she shouldn't have to walk out with her boyfriend sitting there and his friends. Like, it should be like, her being in a room and, asking her boyfriend to come in to say, hey, I want to show you what my new bathing suit looks like. That would be different, I feel like. I'm not saying
So I agree.
bathing suits
But
are like
also-
inappropriate, but it's skin and the way you approach things, I feel like.
I agree, but also like what if they had a pool in their apartment and she went into her room, put her swimsuit on and left the bedroom because she was going to get ready and do whatever she had to do and then go to the pool. She's out in her bikini.
Well, yeah, if she put on her bathing suit and maybe walked into her.
But like she put on her swimsuit and then, went into the kitchen and, washed a couple dishes or did whatever before she went out to the pool. You know what I mean? Why? So I literally have to go into my bedroom, put my swimsuit on and beeline to the pool?
Well, I just feel like you're like showing too much skin. Like you're just standing
Yes, I'm in my
there
swimsuit.
doing, I know, but like,
In the summer.
put on a little,
But so why, if I'm in my own home, do I have to wear a fucking cover up? But if I go down to the pool, I don't need one.
yeah, I get what you're saying in a way, but I still think there is a line of respect. And as being a girlfriend to a guy, I feel like, you shouldn't put yourself out there.
See, now I would argue that that's not putting yourself out there.
But I feel like,
So I do
don't know.
hear you. I do hear you. Just I feel like for even though I am like arguing with you, I do feel like if it was me in that situation, I probably would throw a cover up on.
Yeah, because there's a part of what you're saying that I can kind of agree with.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I know
like
that
if
my
she
boyfriend's
had like
in the
a
living
little
room
like
with all his
cover-up
friends,
thing.
and I'm getting
And I
ready
know
to go
how
to
my
the
boyfriend
pool.
is.
Not even.
No.
Just in general. Like even if I'm, at the ocean, I wear a cover up while I'm walking to the beach. And then when I get to the beach, I take it off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I agree. Especially if I know like my boyfriend's in the living room with a couple of his friends. Like, I'm going to throw on whatever my swimsuit cover up is. But at the same time, like, why? You know what I mean? What if we were all going to the beach together? They're going to see me in the exact same swimsuit.
Yeah.
Why is it different being in the living room versus being on the beach?
I feel like there's a time and a place. Because on the beach, you're made to, like, you know, tan and, like, go to the ocean rather than if you're in your living room. What the fuck are you wearing a bikini for?
Yeah, but if
'Cause
she's
it's
just
90
passing
degrees.
through,
You wear a fucking tank top and some fucking shorts.
you're in your house. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to dress in my house.
Exactly.
Yesterday,
First of all, I'm
I
like
spent the
naked
whole
in my
day
house.
without underwear in fucking shorts.
Exactly.
And whoever saw my flop was all about it. All right.
Well, I'm just saying.
Whether they were about it or not, they were
place.
all about it. Okay. There's a time and a place.
Yeah,
Fucking
90
Colin's
degrees.
not. I don't know if you noticed, my boyfriend's not wearing underwear right now, and you guys are sitting right here. Okay.
Surprisingly,
I know
I
he's
didn't
not wearing
notice.
You
no
didn't
shirt.
notice?
I noticed your bulge.
Did you notice his eyes? Great. It's the underwear. Thank you so much.
They look great. But I didn't notice Colin.
Did you say they look great?
I might
All my bulges.
cock and balls.
My cock. Oh,
They
thank you.
look great. They look great together as a bunch.
You can find that in the produce section at the grocery store.
I feel very torn right now because, like, I'm with you. And, like, I also feel like if it was me, I really would, like, throw something on over my
I think that's our
swimsuit.
problem.
But
Like, how do we separate that, right? Like, because we have to separate us from these kinds of situations where we answer these questions. Because I know, like, I'm with you, like, oh, actually, I'm not. I'm gay. We have a whole different set of standards, but
yeah, you bitches do.
we really do. But I'm kind of thinking, like, let me put it in perspective for you. Like, there is nothing wrong. I don't think my boyfriend's in his house. He's walking around without underwear. He's just wearing his shorts. He's working out in the yard, whatever. But when our gay friends are here, I'm like, put some underwear on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I go inside to myself and I go, like,
Why do I want him to go put underwear
he doesn't need to go put underwear on. So I don't say anything. He doesn't need to. Why? It's mine. I know it's mine. So whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see,
Like, I'm secure enough to hold that in. But that's me. You know, that's me. I have my other insecurities related to a relationship that are not worth going into because I know they're unfounded. But
Don't we all? Don't we all?
because I'm neurotic. But, you know, in this kind of respect, like, I don't know, like, it doesn't sound like he's being protective. It sounds like he's being insecure.
This specific scenario was just...
It's just, no.
He's unhinged.
He's an idiot.
That's like, not... You're mad because you walked in on me. You opened the door and walked
In a
in on
private
me.
area.
Like,
I mean, let's
Yeah.
go to town. Is that what you were waiting for?
Right.
like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
What if she had locked
For
the
the
door?
other-
He would have been even more mad.
what are you
What the fuck are you doing in here?
Why is the door locked? Yeah,
Using my
there's no
vibrator
winning with a
because you
person
don't
like
do
this.
it. You don't do it.
A little dick.
I'm gonna dick. I'm gonna get not your dick.
Yeah. So anyways, for this situation,
Little
you are not
dingy.
the asshole.
You are not the asshole. But when it comes to just modeling your bathing suit, the jury's still out.
Yeah, the jury's still out because I myself may not do it. But if I was at Shorty's house in the living room with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friends and Shorty walked out in her bikini, I would not in any way, shape, or form think twice
You
about
wouldn't
it.
blink. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, first
So
off,
like,
Uh-oh.
Shorty, you look
First
amazing
off.
in a bikini. I don't want to hear nothing that's about to come out of your mouth.
I will
knew
not
it.
wear a bikini. And second off, I know. I just think
We're going to the
differently.
beach this year and you're wearing a bikini. I don't know.
I'm so excited to see Shorty in a bikini. I'm going to drool so hard that my
I
bulge,
am drooling. Oh.
my bulges.
All right, let's stop talking. You're giving me lady
I
wet.
love your bulges.
Between Shorty in a bikini and you bulging. I'm done. Next.
So the general consensus here is,
She
of
is not the
course,
asshole.
not the asshole.
And not only are you not the asshole, but your boyfriend has issues.
Yeah.
He's not just the asshole,
Insecurity
but he's
issues.
got issues.
He's just, he's, I wouldn't even say he's the asshole. He's just got some insecurities he's got to work through.
That's an asshole.
Yeah, that's an asshole, I suppose.
No.
It's hard.
Not that he has issues that he has to work through. He's the asshole for the way he responded and handled
True story.
that.
Yeah.
True story.
He
True
made
story.
her feel like she did something wrong
Right,
because
right.
he felt insecure about something.
True
That's
story.
bizarre.
Yeah. Wear
Wear that bikini.
Put all your bulges in it.
Don't do it.
The bulges.
Whose side are you on here?
Oh my God. Shorty for Women's Right 2024.
Is that right? Not plural?
Oh, yeah,
Just
no.
women's
Yeah,
right?
just your right to exist.
You're right to listen to Shorty.
Not
How
worth
how
it.
about the next one?
Yes.
Am I the asshole for laughing when my sister-in-law asked me to help her lose weight?
I need context.
I don't know. I feel like you're going to be so blunt about this.
That's what she's here for.
I know, it's true. She's like looking at me, like giving me the nod, like
She's
it's okay if
waiting.
you read it.
She's waiting.
You can make a spectacle for me. I, female, 21, have recently given birth to my daughter about 6 months ago with my husband of 2 years. We've been together for 6. Since giving birth, I've lost all my baby weight very fast because for my whole pregnancy journey, I've been going to the gym 6 to 7 times a week.
What?
Which is probably just walking on a treadmill or running. It's going to be light.
6 to 7 times a week.
That's excessive.
Well,
Who has time for that?
well,
Phrase like,
Just had a
bitch, I go to the gym 6 to 7 times a week.
five times a week.
Him.
Only 5.
Don't look at me.
He ain't got no baby though.
True story. No uterus either. I got bulges.
Big gray one.
When you got a baby, how do you have time for that?
Well, she also got a baby daddy.
Yeah, but still.
Not because I was afraid of gaining weight, but because honestly, I love the soreness after your workout. I just want to say my husband has never forced me to go and loved me at my highest weight. Many people think my husband makes me go. Anyways, I have a sister-in-law, 37, and she is married to my brother, 38. They have never liked me and went out of their way to call me names and make my life hell.
What?
One thing they loved to comment on was my weight and loved to call me Miss Piggy. Because of these comments, I started going to the gym when I was 18 and started my first job. The comments continued until everyone saw how I bounced back after my pregnancy. So yesterday was my stepdad's birthday and everyone was gathered at their house, eating and having fun. My mom commented about how good I looked and she wanted to come to the gym with me. I, of course, said she could because she's honestly my best friend. When me and my husband and my daughter were about to leave, my sister-in-law came up to me and asked if I could help her lose weight because she wanted to lose the extra weight from having kids. I looked her up and down, then laughed while saying I would never in hell help her, but I hope she gets the help she needs so my brother doesn't leave. In parentheses, she would always say my boyfriend would leave because I was bigger. When I got home, I got a text from my brother saying that I was rude to comment on someone struggling with their weight. So Reddit, am I the asshole? I love this question so much. So much. Are you the asshole?
Fuck no, that bitch deserves it.
I almost
That's how
just
I
took a
feel.
swig of wine. Can you fucking measure your... Can you work on time? I know you don't do broadcast anything, but could you like measure your timing? Like when I'm sipping, maybe not react.
No, that's the best time to do it. You're right on target, Shorty. You're a professional.
This one is layered, in my opinion.
So brother and step...
Sister-in-law.
Not step sister. That'd be a whole other discussion.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. No.
Brother and sister-in-law used to call her Miss Piggy,
Yep.
and now sister-in-law wants help from Miss Piggy to lose weight herself.
Right. So the original question was, am I the asshole for
Laughing.
Laughing.
So
Right.
let's start there. Am I the asshole for laughing when she asked for help
No.
to lose weight?
Well, we can't start there because that's a big piece.
You know where I'm lost? Do unto others. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't care. Like, I'm not going out of my way to laugh at your shortcomings or your misery or whatever it is because you laughed at mine. I'm not a tit for tat person. So if like you come up to me and you ask, you know, can you help me lose weight? Even though you called me fat and atrocious and gross my entire life, I'll be like, sure. Or I'll be like, I really don't have the time to, or whatever it is that's true to me at that moment. But like taking a second to like, and maybe this does kind of reflect on their relationship too, right? Like your man's going to leave you. She pointed that out, you know, and it could have been taken in jest or whatever it was, but it seems like they obviously don't like each other. So anything that's even just said as a trigger, like my sister-in-law poking fun at each other all the time. And we know each other's buttons, but we know that we're not trying to hurt each other. Whereas like these people, like they know each other's buttons and they're trying to hurt each
actually,
other.
yeah.
Right.
They're going out of their way. So she's just like reflecting what's in the relationship, but like put the shoe on the other foot. If someone looked you up and down and laughed at you.
After you just were calling me Miss Piggy and telling me my man's gonna leave me because I'm fat, and now you're asking me to lose weight.
Yeah, I just
Like,
don't think
I'm with
It's
you.
hard to be the bigger person in
Right.
that situation.
it is hard, but
Especially when you ain't literally the bigger person now, bitch.
that's awfully accurate. It's a hard place to come from, but
It is
like
because I'm with you. Like, yeah, you were a bully. Or
You like
you
high
did
road,
shit,
right?
But like, sure, I'm here to help you. Like, obviously, you were coming. Hurt people.
yeah, it's
Right? You were
very
insecure
true.
about your weight, which is probably why you made fun of mine.
Right.
But also, we have to mention she was 21 years old,
Yep.
and sister-in-law is 30-something years
38,
old.
I think she said. Yeah.
So at 21, I'm gonna laugh at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but is it
Like,
justified?
personality-wise,
But are you being an asshole at 12? Like, are you?
Are you the asshole for responding to an asshole like an asshole?
I think
know
you can only control you.
Two wrongs don't make a right. But
I think you can only.
But
control
are you wrong for like, bitch, you hate me. You've talked so much shit about me. I don't have to like you. I don't have to help you. I don't have to nothing. You know what I mean? Does that make me an asshole? I don't think so. There's reasons why I don't like you. You literally call me Miss Piggy. And now
Yeah, but if someone's
Yeah.
treated you like an asshole, are you going to go out of your way to be an asshole, or are you just not going to engage?
it depends.
Because that's different, right? Like, if I'm going to go out of my way.
She didn't go out of her way.
No.
But she
Well,
just laughed.
She just she looked her up and down and she laughed. I would take that differently than just a laugh. Like, if she just laughed and was like, no, I would be like, oh, you're still bitter about our relationship, rather than like,
Over my skinny body, am I about to help you?
that's like a whole other story. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah,
So like
yeah.
there's different perspectives there. But
Right, right.
I would choose, but only because this shit eats me alive. Because I'm the guiltiest person you've ever met in your life.
Yeah.
Like, I blink the wrong way and I'm like, I'm so sorry for blinking you the wrong way at 2006. I swear to God, I was under the influence of alcohol. Here's how I look at it. I wouldn't be asking this question if I had approached this in a way where I was comfortable with myself.
Okay.
Well,
know what I mean?
and I agree, and I'm
Yeah.
with you.
I'm not
also like,
I'm not coming from it so much as like a justifying this action, that action, or whatever, or like trying to rebut
just
or whatever.
an
Just like
awareness that-
what's true to me. Like me, I think I would treat it that way. I'd just be like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to.
but why is that different than a very obvious, no, I don't want to, but I'm not saying those words.
No, I don't want. There's disrespect, and then there's respect,
Yeah.
and one of them is treating with respect. Whether or not that person disrespects you, that's
No,
up to
I
you.
don't
How
want to isn't super respectful.
It's not disrespectful.
But it's not
the looking up
super
and down.
respectful.
It's the looking up and down and the laughing that's disrespectful.
Right, but
There's no disrespect, ladies, in saying, no, I don't want to. Plain and simple. And that is universal in all contexts. I don't want to.
amen.
And that's it.
Hollalula, motherfucking lula.
There is no... Yeah. Fucking Lula. Fucking Lula. Hollalula. Fucking Shorty.
No motherfucking disrespect.
No motherfucker. Yeah, no. I don't think saying, no, I don't want to is disrespectful.
No, I don't think it's disrespectful. It's just not respectful. That's very, very, I feel like that's a very thin line between like physically, I'm looking at you like, bitch, you wish.
What would you say? Like, rather than being like outright the rudest person you could ever be in the world, or be, I don't want to, the most honest person in the world, what would you say?
I just feel like specifically saying, no, I don't want to, like, is equivalent to like looking you up and down and like, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like verbatim, no, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you, bitch.
So what would you say in place of that?
I know. That's what I was trying to think of. Like, I think it depends on, because I'm not necessarily feeling like this girl's the asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it depends.
Based on their
I'm not,
history
like-
together, I agree with you. I
Well,
don't think
yeah.
she's an asshole. But
And
based on
she's
her
younger,
response and
and-
what I would react to, I feel like she is.
I know, and
Just,
I'm with you.
just
And
for
I-
that
no,
response.
I know, and I'm
Otherwise,
with
she's
you.
fine.
I am. I'm with you because, right? Like, obviously, she was making fun of her and telling her whatever for like her own issues, right? Like, we're adults now. We can put those things together. But at the same time, like, why am I the asshole for not being the bigger person? She wasn't the bigger person. You know what I mean? She
I
didn't.
mean, she is right now.
Right.
Sorry. I saw an
See
opening
that?
and
See,
I had
that's
to.
how I feel, right?
I had to go.
Let this girl who's just been making fun of me, not to mention she's almost 40, right? Like, you can't put together that you're making fun of me and saying these foul things to me.
Now you're asking something of me.
Right.
Yeah.
For the exact same things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she could have done damage to this girl. She could have, like, this is where, like, eating disorders and that type of stuff, this is where they start. Especially if this girl's only 21 years old. She's young.
That's kind of what I feel with like the look up and down too. Like that's like
But a 20-year-old versus a 40-year-old, like, there's a huge difference.
Gap.
You know what I mean? So why does the 20-year-old need to be like, okay, she's coming from a hurt place, and this is why she's potentially putting trauma in my life. But now she's coming to me, so now I need to be, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, and I agree with you, and I feel like in real life, you know, especially you and me, we tend to be like,
empathetic.
she's coming from a place of hurt.
Yep.
She was calling me fat because she feels fat, or whatever the case, right? Like, that comes natural for us. But in this specific situation, I'm with her.
You're a little okay. Shorty, what do you think?
With her.
Hell fucking yeah, I'm with her. Yeah. I'd fucking call her ass right out.
Right. I feel like it would be too difficult not to.
I mean, I would laugh and look her up and down and, you know, be like what the fuck? But I would
Like, are you kidding me?
I would have to have like a one-to-one fucking deep conversation, like, as to like, you know, it's fucking funny that you're asking me for help, but after all these years, you were fucking butchering me and making me feel like shit and self-conscious and shit like that. Like, I would have to have like that one-on-one conversation.
And then we'll be gym besties.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then we could like fucking like deal with it as adults.
But in that case, you're not going out of your way to look her up and down and say, no.
Well, she said first I'm going to, no. And then we're going to be like, bitch, look, we're having this conversation.
I don't know. That one, your response is a little like, it's I don't think it's a bad response. Let me put that out there.
yeah.
I just think, you know, you got to do what like works for you. I just think like, yeah, no. And then like, all right, now I'm going to help you. It's just.
Well, no, it wasn't, yeah, no, now I'm going to help you. It was like, yeah, no, we're talking about this. And then depending on that conversation.
Yeah. All right. So that does make a difference. Okay.
I mean, you want to help people for like, you know, it's a fucking tough world and you want to help people.
I'm just saying,
like
20 years old versus 40 years old.
That's a huge difference.
That's a
and you think
huge
the 40-year-old would be more mature.
Exactly.
But apparently she has some more fucking, you know, self-conscious issues. I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like if it was me, I would definitely have like a deep one-to-one conversation. And then it would depend on that.
After you looked her up and down and gave her a
motherfucking right.
I'm with it.
I think coming from like that whole, I think it's my history that makes me sensitive to it. Like if I got looked up and down, like first, I don't think I've ever made fun of everyone to an extent where I'm like being serious to like, of someone's weight, but I have been on the receiving end of being called fat and a bunch of other things in the world. But like to me, I've never reciprocated what someone has done to me because I know how that feels like.
But you got to think of the dynamic.
Yeah.
Sisters-in-law.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's why I brought that up earlier. My sister-in-law and I like know
you guys
which
banter, you bicker,
buttons
you
to push, and sometimes we get mad at each other.
That's what I mean.
You know,
so I feel
but we can talk.
So if I feel like if your sister-in-law was, you know, giving you shit about a specific situation, and then later came by and was like, "Hey, you know, can you teach me how to cook?" After she, you know, was just talking shit about your cooking, which she never, well, she don't even like bacon, so she might. Anyways, not the point.
Not the
Does
point.
not like bacon.
Not the point.
Not the point.
I won't give you her address.
Given your dynamic, I feel like it'd be more difficult for you to be like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
So it's not just like somebody new in high school who used to fucking badger you and then they message you on Facebook years later.
Oh my God.
Like,
you literally just took the thought out of my head because I definitely hit that decline button. I don't hate you. I don't have ill will toward you.
But
I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
I said no,
which is
thank
fine.
you. No, I don't want to.
No, I don't want to. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
Right.
that.
Yeah. But in the
Nothing wrong
dynamic
with
with you and like your sister-in-law, where you guys have that bicker and banter and, you know what I mean? You guys have talked shit to each other.
I know, we're
before.
terrible. She's like,
I
they
feel
tell
like
me I'm
that
too
would
skinny.
be
And I'm
more-
like, you're not.
Even though she is.
And I go like,
she looks perfect.
I go like, I lost 3 pounds. And she's like, where?
In your bulges.
I'm only down to 1 now. Should we see what the general consensus is here?
Yes,
I like this
please.
conversation. I wish we had time to keep going. So here are a couple of some feedback. Someone says, not the asshole. She needed to hear that and see how it feels. People who dish this shit out and then get offended when it returns their way are just the worst kind of people. I wouldn't help her and I wouldn't apologize.
I don't like that response.
I don't either. Your brother felt her calling you names was fine. Did he even stand up to her? Not the asshole.
Well, she did say that the brother and sister-in-law don't.
Yep. Well, yeah, they don't like each
Like,
other.
yeah.
Everyone sucks here. Your sister-in-law and brother were total assholes to you growing up. Makes sense that you'd respond in kind. Does still make you one, though. Everyone sucks here. She was an asshole for how she treated you. So was your brother, but you were an asshole for how you treated her, too. You could have just said no, or even said, no, I'm not interested after how you treated me when I was at my heaviest. See? That's how I feel. Think you both suck.
I know, but 20 versus 40, like the 40-year-old sucks.
The consensus here, though, is actually, I can't tell you because it's not, I think it's too new. This one was 1 hour ago. Wow. Yeah, so there's no response yet. I guess here, the majority rules, not the asshole.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Just given all of the details and the ages and the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
I
agree.
disagree, respectfully. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Am I the asshole for becoming frustrated that my partner hides me from his homophobic friends?
Ooh.
My partner, 27 male. You heard that, Shorty?
Immature. That's what I heard.
And I, 29 male. You heard that, Shorty?
Immature also.
Got it. Have been together for 4 years, living together for 2. Before we met, he attended a small, very conservative Christian college and came out as gay only after he graduated and left. In his time there, he became friends with a group of guys who he'll still casually and infrequently talk to. That said, they aren't aware that my partner is in the closet to them. Well, that's your first problem.
Oh, so he didn't come out.
He didn't come out. Last night, my partner stepped away for an hour or so to FaceTime with one of the guys who he hadn't talked to or seen in a while. According to my partner, his friend, in addition to the others, has made homophobic comments in the past. To be clear, I would not mind being on good terms with these guys for the sake of my partner's friendships. But my impression is that they would not reciprocate this feeling since they are anti-gay. I unfortunately wear my feelings on my sleeve, and when my partner came back, he could tell I was annoyed. This morning, I told him very plainly that eventually someone will need to yield in this situation, either me by getting over being kept a secret, or his friends by accepting or rejecting their gay friend, and that it will not sit right with me in the future if we got married and he takes off a wedding ring when he goes off to hang with his friends. My partner responded that this was a long way off, that he doesn't talk to them often, and it's not something I should be upset about because he's with me and he loves me. But to me, he should be willing to walk away from their homophobia, and it seems like he's putting their touchy feelings ahead of mine. But the fact remains that while I'll gladly accept his friends, they will not accept me, and it seems like I'm going to end up being kept as a secret for the sake of their feelings. This upsets me, so am I the asshole?
No, the fuck he ain't.
No, you're not.
No, hell no.
No, you're not.
No.
This
No, in
isn't
this
it.
world, it's a fucking tough world we live in, but you should live the way you want to, as hard as it is. you know.
Yes, but it's also difficult and terrifying sometimes. Knowing that you could fully not be accepted.
Right. It is. But you
Amen.
still should fucking live the life the way you want to.
Easier said than done.
It is very true. You're so right. Easier said than done.
Yeah,
But it's also
I know,
not
because you
fair
face
to
a
the
lot of
partner.
criticism.
It's no, you're totally
It's
right.
like-
It's I don't know what the approach was because I'm with you. Like it's not fair to the partner, and you know.
But it's also
you know,
terrifying.
It's terrifying.
And I'm not even a gay person.
Yeah. No, and
you
I
know
think
how
that this
people can be.
applies in so many aspects of anyone's life.
Just
Gay,
in general, if
straight,
you know
man,
you're
woman,
not being
non-binary.
accepted, yeah.
Yeah.
Dealing
it's like
with
a general
different,
thing.
even not even dealing with gays and all that, like even like
Gays and all
racism
that.
and like everything like that. And I didn't mean that sounded terrible. What?
I don't know, but I'm keeping this in so people know who you are. She's really not gays
She's
and all
literally
that.
wearing a rainbow shirt.
She's
I mean, I love my gays.
you do.
She does.
Everybody
She's
should live
full
the life
support.
they want to. I truly believe that.
Yes, I'm with you.
Because this world is fucked. It really is.
I'm with you,
fucked.
but it's also terrifying.
It is.
It's
Yeah,
terrifying.
it is.
You know, I've lived that secret life before. And I also did not appreciate being the secret. I didn't appreciate being
You kept
I was kept.
the secret.
I was kept secret.
You were kept
Right.
secret.
And because this partner was not open to their family, just their friends. And that weighed on us. And eventually things picked up and everything was okay. But if that had kept on, if his family didn't, like, I want to accept my kid,
Yeah. How do you get married?
that would have been the end of our
How do you-
relationship.
I remember this.
I know it would have been the end of our relationship.
Do you feel so, given that you've been on both sides, do you feel like there's a, I don't even know if this is the right word, but like an acceptable time frame where like, okay, look, I know that you're uncomfortable. I know that you're scared to death to tell your family or your friends or whoever. Is there like a, for you, like
Like a
okay,
timeline.
it's, yeah. Where it's like, look, I'm not making you call your friends and family tomorrow morning and tell them, or I'm out. But after a year, I'm out. You know what I mean? Is there like a kind of a sympathetic, like, look, I know that this is
Yeah, I mean,
huge for you, but it's also huge for me.
I've also dated with someone who's completely in the closet, and I think it's specific to every relationship and every person in it, right? So I think it's you take what you can take until you can't take anymore. I accept you for who you are and for how you approach things, but at some point there needs to be a change for this to be like a very, even, yielding, harmonic. Is that right?
Sure. Sounded good.
Let's do it. Relationship. And that is until I can't take it anymore. You know what I mean?
So there's no specific.
We all have, I wouldn't say like you have a week or you have 3 years or you have, a decade.
But it's more like, look, it's been 3 weeks and now I'm.
And it's starting to
Now
affect
I'm- yeah,
me
yeah,
and it's going to affect our relationship. And I just need you to take action on something small. Take a small step. I don't care. Take a step. Fine, you don't want to tell your whole family. How about that sibling you're really close to?
Right.
You know what I mean? Start there. If you know they're not
I'm
going
not
to tell
expecting
anybody.
you to climb on a mountain and.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, take a step on the mountain.
Yeah. Park at the summit.
Yeah. No. We've been parked at the summit way too fucking long.
We haven't even gotten to the summit yet.
Fucking too long.
We're still
Are
driving.
you even
to
in the
summit.
car? So the general consensus on this one is also not the asshole.
Yeah, of course not.
Obviously. This would be a bit of a red flag for me. I couldn't cope
Hold
with
on.
being in someone's secret.
I did forget to. This is. It said that they came out after college or whatever.
Yes.
But this specific group of friends,
They did not come out.
they're not very. They don't speak with daily. They're not hanging out with daily. Does this change anything?
You know what it
If like your family knows and my cousins know and my grandmas that don't like gay people know.
If I was
Does
on
that
the other
change?
side of
and
this,
like
if I was the
my
partner,
close friends, You know what I mean? And now I have 3 college buddies that I occasionally speak to, but they don't know. Does that change things?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. To me, being the partner of somebody who's going through this, you're already living unauthentically.
Even though you're open and out to everybody, that
These
is
aren't
important.
your friends. They don't know who you are. And they already condemn gays.
Right. So I understand, like, look, they don't even like gay people. Like, how are you still friends with them? But, like, is that cause for, like, look, if you don't tell them, I'm out? Even though your mom knows, your Grammy knows, who doesn't even like gay people. Like, you know what I mean?
You hold on to the relationships that matter to you, right? Just think about us. We've held on to the relationships that matter to us, the 3 of us since high school, right?
Yeah.
Like, we hold on to these relationships because they bring value, because they make us feel a certain way. So he's holding on to this relationship for a reason. Just like he's holding on to the relationship with you romantically. There is value there. There is some sort of worth there for yourself and for the people there. Both sides are getting something out of this. Now think, if you are friends with someone that you have to keep me a secret from, how much value are you really getting from them?
Right.
What is the exchange?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But also, because I talk to them twice a year, it's not that super, you know what I mean? So for me, keeping the secret to maintain this friendship with these people that are against gay people, I talk to them twice a year. So therefore, for me, it's not worth telling them I'm gay because they're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're not being authentic to yourself. How can you ally yourself with people who don't believe in your life? I don't want to be a dirty little secret when you can't live who you are and you're aligning yourself with people who don't believe in your life.
But are you aligning yourself with them when you talk to them once a year?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because you're consisting that they're your friend.
Yeah, but that's not aligning myself. I answer a FaceTime call once or twice a year.
You're friends with people who don't know who you are and don't believe in you and don't know your life. You're not friends with them.
Okay, but you as my boyfriend, why do you care about that?
What do I care? Because I'm not a secret.
Family, it's not my parents.
I'm not a secret.
No, you're not a secret, but just because I'm not, you know what I mean? For somebody who is once or twice a year in my life, they don't know what's going on in my life.
Anti-gay,
they don't know
who are anti-gay, very opening. Well, that's what I'm saying is like, they're very openly anti-gay. So I'm automatically a secret because they don't know who you are.
Right. But they're not relevant to me as your boyfriend. Because we don't see them.
Well, they are, because he's saying that he sees them every once in a while and he's like, he's okay. He's going to be okay with them. That matters. I'm not pretending I'm not with you.
That's the question.
Yeah, I'm not pretending at any point that I'm not in a relationship. I'm not taking off my wedding ring.
Well,
and that was the other question.
Was this specified?
Yeah. And they asked about the wedding ring too. Like, I'm going to be okay with him taking off his wedding ring when he's hanging out with these people because he doesn't want them to know he's married to a man. Absolutely not.
How did I miss that?
What?
How did I miss that?
I don't know. But
he removes his wedding ring?
No, he's saying if we get married, I'm not okay with him doing that, like in the future.
Well,
yeah, no.
We don't know if he did that or not.
Yeah, we don't. What I'm saying is, like, I'm validating that. Like, no, I'm not okay with it. You know? Also, are you not invited to the wedding? Like, I'm not friends with people who I won't, like, you know, like, I'll, like, be friendly to people who I don't invite to the wedding, but I won't, like, go out of my way for people who I don't agree with.
But if you know somebody who is friends with people that they're not going to invite to their wedding, it's no sweat off your back.
Yeah, but it's also not my relationship.
Right, but it's like the people that matter. So in a relationship, it's your close, your close friends, your family for sure, like the people that are actively involved. You know what I mean? So if my boyfriend has a group of friends that he occasionally speaks to and who's very clearly not going to invite to our wedding because we're gay, I don't know that I care.
Yeah, sure. You don't.
Well, that's why I was...
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what I didn't mean that like you as in like you, but I mean like as another person or a bystander or whoever it is. Like, even in your own relationship, it doesn't matter to you, but...
Well, that's why I think I was...
But as a girlfriend in a straight relationship, you don't care because you wouldn't be hidden.
Well, maybe I am, which is why...
I think the dynamic's totally different there.
Well, that's why I was trying to get the you know, from a gay perspective.
From a gay perspective, it's like you're not hiding
like,
your life, you're hiding
even-
me. You know, you're hiding me and my purpose and my acknowledgement. When you're in a relationship, you're in a partnership. You're not just, it's not like just arm candy. It's not just flaunting around. This isn't the 50s. You know, when you're in a relationship, you're in a partnership, you're acknowledging that there are other people important in your life. When you have those friendships, you're opening them up to your world, you know?
I agree.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, that I feel like it's, if it's his parents or his cousins or his close friends that he sees daily, I feel like that's completely different than like, yeah, these are buddies from college, they're douchebags, but I'm still buddies with them for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, and there's a
they're not
degree-
coming to my wedding.
there's
They're
a
not
degree
coming
to which I
Christmas.
ag-
They're not coming to Thanksgiving. They're, you know what I mean? So
There's
like,
a degree to which I agree, but you're going to take what you can take.
no, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
It just matters independently. I don't think we need to understand what the dynamic is. You know what I mean? Like
I know. Well, that's why there is a big difference between like actually hiding. So I guess I'm just gonna pretty much agree with what you said previously, that like it's kind of dependent on the person.
Yeah, you gotta
Like
take what
whether
you can
gay,
take.
straight, right? Until it's like, okay, now this is an issue for me, or maybe it's not.
Maybe it'll never be.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's so true.
So I
Maybe
don't think it
it'll never
matters about hidden relationships or gay or straight or, you know, I'm Jewish and my boyfriend's not Jewish. And
be. Oh, that's a whole other story.
yeah. So I think
Boy.
it's, yeah, I think for my final decision, I'm with you where it's like, take it until you can't.
Yeah, it's all. I want to say it's preference, but it's not. It's I feel sometimes preference is there's a little bit of conscious in that decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to, you know, you take what you can take, it's really like it's tolerance maybe. I don't know, that might be
I think
little
that's
bit.
the definition of take what you can take.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like you, in terms of like levels, like you're not choosing it so much as you're like,
tolerating it.
you're accepting it until like,
You're tolerating it until it's like
and
now
one
it's-
day like that's
now
what's
it's
just,
emotionally affecting me or physically affecting me or
I mean, I know we're still defining tolerance. I just can't. I'm trying to articulate what I'm thinking in that way. Like, yeah, I'm tolerating it.
it's not
sure,
such a huge deal the first
but I'm not.
time.
It's not me being a preference at this
second time,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's not me like consciously choosing. It's
Right.
me just like, okay, I'm accepting, but like
The first time this happened, now I'm like, what's going on? And then it happens again, and I'm like, look, I don't love this.
Right.
And then it happens again until
So,
I'm with you.
Shorty, you got anything to add to this? I know you've been quite quiet and fighting.
Have you ever been a secret girlfriend, Shorty? You ever been a side piece, Shorty?
SP?
Are you coleslaw?
You know, I have been, but
No, that bitch is mac and cheese. She is mac and cheese. She's not coleslaw.
Pork.
What?
She is the pulled pork.
That's not.
Mac and cheese can still be a side dish.
Whoa, hold on. Let's clarify. If you are a side dish, would you rather be mac and cheese or coleslaw? Is
Does
where
it
I was
fucking
going.
matter?
I mean,
yes.
yeah, it does.
Side dish,
KFC.
A side dish is a side dish is a side dish.
Ain't nothing can beat KFC fucking
You know what?
coleslaw.
I disagree because that's like saying a hole is a hole is a hole is a hole. And you know what? Every man would be fucking another man right now. These horny motherfuckers.
Most of them do and just don't admit it. Wait, I still want to hear about you were the side piece,
Oh yeah.
Shorty.
Yeah, but I nonchalantly motherfucking knew about that.
What?
Can you
I was
nonchalantly know?
Well, I was told. Well, I don't know. I mean, I was told. So I fucked with this guy.
Just
and I
one.
was told he didn't have a girlfriend. They
You were told
like,
by
you
him
know,
or like by his?
by him.
Okay.
Men are
Like they
trash,
weren't
Shorty.
really together.
What was it, like a baby mama thing?
Yeah. So I think they were just having their
That's where you
issues.
fucked up.
Yeah, I think they were just having. Well,
As
I
a baby
didn't know.
mama,
How
we're
the
still
fuck am
banging
I
our
gonna know
baby
that?
daddies for many
How
years.
the fuck am I gonna know that?
I'm not
'Cause
speaking
baby
for all
mamas
But
are
that's
baby
crazy
but yeah,
sometimes.
it's I don't think it's on
Yeah,
anyone. You
sometimes.
don't. It's on anyone but the man because you know what? I have a baby mama.
That he definitely
That's
hasn't
true.
been fucking.
Nope. I haven't touched that in like 16 plus years. Maybe one more after her, but that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you find out? What happened?
Did you find the baby daddy?
He was the baby daddy.
No, the baby daddy. He didn't have a baby mama. He had a baby daddy.
No.
He was the coleslaw.
No
So
way.
you were the slap of lettuce on the plate?
Yeah.
Is that the one that's a garnish?
Yes,
He
yes.
was the curly parsley.
Some fucking shit that was.
Oh.
Wait, how did you find out?
I seen him with his baby mama.
Like together, or like?
Well, like out together. So I figured, and like we just didn't talk like
You
the way
didn't
we did.
blow in there, like?
I didn't blow it up no.
You didn't ask
it
him
was
at
like
all?
a fuck. It was just like a fuck.
Oh, so you weren't with him?
No, I wasn't with him, but still, I take that shit seriously.
Well,
Like if I'm fucking
for
with
sure,
you,
for sure.
yeah, if I'm fucking with you, you
But
better
I thought
not
it
be
was
like
you were like
committed
dating
to somebody.
This person and
No.
we're so with you.
Yeah.
Whether we're having
He's
a
committed
one-night,
to somebody else and
two-night
sleeping
stand.
with
Right,
you.
yeah,
Like,
he was just being a
You're
little
not trying to be the
dickhead.
other woman.
No, hell no, I would never, because I wouldn't want that done to me. So I try to think of things.
See, this
like,
is where
You are one of my
This
most
is where the
loyal
gays.
friends, Shorty.
Thank
This is
you.
where the gays and the straights
try.
have it different because point in
Because
my
a
life.
hole is a hole is a hole.
And precisely.
Really?
No, like I you know what? There was a point in my life
I
not
can't
too
even
long
write
ago.
that down. I threw my pen at Shorty.
Yeah, it's true. There was a
Yeah,
point in
yeah.
my life not too long ago where I was like, I guess I'm the other woman. Like and I didn't care.
No shit.
I didn't care.
Wait, so you thought you were the main
No,
bitch?
I knew I was the other bitch.
Oh, so it wasn't just like you one day were like, oh, wait a minute here. I'm
Nope.
not the main
I went out of my way to destroy. No, I did not. I did not go out looking for married men.
record.
No, I did not go out of my way to look for married men. It's just that we matched.
Yeah.
When you matched, did you know he was married or not? This is the make or break
Not when we
question.
matched.
So when you saw his profile and you were like, okay, yes, and you accepted, you weren't aware.
No.
So how shortly after that did you become aware that he was married?
I may as well have known when we matched. Let's put it there.
Was he married to a man or a woman?
Tomato.
So was he married to a tomato or to a tomato?
A tomato.
Maybe to both. Oh goddamn.
I don't know
He's
how we got here.
experimental?
Wait, I think a tomato is a man.
No.
No, tomato. Wait.
So was he a...
No, you know what?
Wait,
you know what?
a-
Tomato.
You're right.
girl.
A tomato is a man.
Yeah.
I was going in order, but you're right. A tomato is a man because
Yeah.
he ain't no fucking
So
genuine
he
piece of
was
shit.
married to a tomato.
He was
motherfucking
married
piece
to a
of shit.
tomato.
Yeah.
Ooh, were there baby tomatoes involved?
You know what? I didn't ask. It was
Before or
literally
after?
a
Before or
man
after you made
and get the
ketchup?
fuck out.
Motherfucking
So you made ketchup for his poor
tomato.
children.
And you know what?
And his
I made
poor tomato wife.
ketchup. I don't even know how or if this is relevant or if you can put the analogy together because I can't, but I made relish too. I fucking made
fuck yeah.
every condiment and I put it on that burger.
That made me feel like
Burn
you didn't
that
douche
bitch.
before intercourse.
That's disgusting.
Relish.
You're right. I didn't make relish.
So maybe some ketchup and mayonnaise.
That doesn't make me. That makes me feel like I was on the
I
rag.
like relish.
That's better than you shitting
I don't know. It depends on who was on the other side of it.
a married
real-
straight man. Apparently,
but it's a
Beth.
very. Listen, this is not a secret to you.
No, but it wasn't known until years later.
No, it wasn't years later because it was only years ago now.
Okay, so a year later.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe.
There
wasn't
was
around
a
that same time.
handful- There was a handful of secrets.
Listen,
that you
I'm
did
not proud of everything.
Okay,
I
but
can't.
doesn't mean you can't tell your fucking best friend.
If I can't admit it to myself, I can't admit it to you.
But if
does
you can
make
do
sense.
it, then you can talk about it.
Once I admit it to myself, I will admit it to you.
Well, you already admitted to me, so.
And the more you know. So that's going to wrap up this episode and the tangents that we've been on, because we could probably go on forever about the secrets
like,
we've kept, and
secret
coleslaw,
sauce.
secret sauce, and sauce of secrets. Yeah.
Shorty's
Shorty's hungry, and actually I am too. So I'm gonna go cook. What do you think? Should I go cook?
Toodaloo, bitches.
To our listeners, we had our latest episode with the Let's Rap podcast crew just dropped yesterday.
Check
and
those guys out.
to
They're
you
really
guys,
great.
yesterday is Saturday, May 27th. So definitely was great conversation, and they've dropped some great teasers on their pages on Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah, their podcast alone
TikTok,
is really
YouTube.
great.
Yeah, it's been great. So, we're going to continue that partnership for damn sure.
Yes.
Next week, you can catch our episode with
I'm
Consent
so
to Treat. I'm so excited for that, to talk to Rachel.
She's amazing.
She's so great. I think that kind of wraps up any of the things that we didn't say at the beginning. What do you think, Beth?
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you so
That
much
was
to
fun.
Shorty.
Yes.
Thank you for being on this episode with us. One of our
Anytime.
Always a
longest best
delight.
friends in the whole world. I know, delight
Love you,
is the word.
bitches.
She loves you, bitches. Just right. She's ready to
She
nap.
says anytime as long
Yeah.
as we are under 25 minutes.
I think that's too long, Beth. 24.
You're
Yeah, I need my nappy naps, okay? I'm ready for that. So time to toodaloo, okay? Say bye-bye.
I think
with that being
I think she's right.
And I need to eat first.
Send us your questions, your comments, and all your concerns at illadvisedthepodcast@gmail.com, or find us on the web and catch up on the latest episodes at illadvisedthepodcast.com.
Yes, and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Ill-Advised the Podcast.
Everything about you is fantastic. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. Listen to Shorty. She has sage wisdom.
Don't be the coleslaw.
And thank you for listening.
You've been ill-advised.
Bye.